Hello, everyone. Welcome into episode 5 of the Four Quarters podcast powered by Four Quarters Media. I'm your host, Tyler Bennett, here with you once again. This is part 1 of our 2-part episode 5, where we focus once again on anything and everything the CCAA. Part number 1, which is the reason you're here right now, is to hear from Conestoga Condors, Shequell Gilgeous-Glasgow, and Otzyv. And then in part number 2, which you'll hopefully listen to right after this, we're going to take a trip to the ACAC and hear from Olds College Broncos, Landon Parrington, and Ben Nelson. In part 1 with Shaq and Alex, we talk anything and everything Conestoga. We look at, first off, what they've been up to this offseason, which is a bit longer now due to the fact that the OCAA suspended fall sports. We talk about that. We talk about the emotions that Shaq and Alex both had when that news broke, which I'm sure are the exact same emotions that everybody had across the OCAA and the ACAA, as they're the 2 conferences so far that have suspended fall sports. So we got their thoughts on that, what transpired since then, what the team has been doing to prepare themselves for whatever sort of season we have in 2020-21. Hopefully it's more than just January to March. Fingers crossed. I'm not too optimistic right now, but you never know. Then we look back at the 2019-2020 season, one in which Alex joined second term and Shaq only played 13 games. Condors still went 7-13, missed the playoffs by 1 game. We looked at what could have been, given the Condors were never running at 100%. We look at that. I'll get into that a bit with the chat. Only 3 players played all 20 games in the regular season for the Condors. So we looked at what could have been for the team, got Shaq and Alex's thoughts on that, looked at what's ahead for the program, what they've been doing again in the offseason to prepare for the year ahead, kind of changing the culture, getting everybody on the same page, working towards those little things as they look to help Conestoga become a household name in the West Division in the OCAA. So with that in mind, without giving too much more away, let's jump right into part number 1 of episode 5 of the Four Quarters podcast, powered by Four Quarters Media, with Shequell Gilgeous-Glasgow and Otzyv of the Conestoga Condors. Enjoy. All right, so I'm now thrilled to be joined by Otzyv and Shequell Gilgeous-Glasgow from the Conestoga Condors. Gentlemen, how are things on your end now that stuff is starting to open up? We are getting somewhat back to normal in the world. How are things with you guys?
Shaq, you go ahead.
I'm liking it. We're in stage 2 now, so I went to the mall yesterday, so finally got to do something besides just my regular daily schedule. With my roommates and I, we've been going to like multiple parks, shooting around, doing workouts. Some of us have been going to the track. Okay. So it's like you can still get your work in no matter what. So
it's got to find a different way to do it. Find a different way to get it in. What about you, Alex? What have you been up to, and how are things with you right now?
Yeah, just it's been a weird time. We're all just so set on fixed schedule, and but I've been just trying to make the best out of every day in each situation, and since everything got shut down, I've been trying my best to keep in touch with the guys on the team, and we have like weekly workouts from our strength and conditioning coaches. So, just trying to stay on top of that, and also just doing whatever I can at home. But just looking at the positive end of it, spending more time with family and getting a little break, focusing on schoolwork and planning ahead. It's been good, but I think we're all starting to get a little anxious, and just hopefully it seems like things are starting to open up, and hopefully by the end of the summer we'll go back to normal.
Shaq, I gotta ask, how busy was the mall now that things are open for you? Because I'm still in an area that wasn't able to open for phase 2, so we're still shut down. Was it busy? Like we're
it was somewhat busy. It's kind of weird now. They have a whole different set of rules. Like when you're walking in like the hallways of the mall,
Mm-hmm.
like if you're going one way, you have to make sure you're going that way on the other side, and then the other side have to go the
Jeez.
opposite way.
So it's like traffic lines now. It's like
That's like
traffic
traffic
lanes.
lanes, exactly.
They
You
gotta
gotta
put
hand sanitize every time you get in.
they gotta put. I don't know if they have it or not, but they gotta put probably 2 lanes going one way because you're gonna have your slow walkers.
Yeah.
You need to have a fast lane because heaven forbid you get stuck behind like 3 or 4 old ladies or old guys that don't know how to walk. They can't walk quick, and you're just
Yeah.
stuck and you can't go around them anymore. They gotta have 2 lanes. Have to.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I said, I'm still in a zone where it's like phase 1. Like it's still shut down. No sign of opening soon. I'm jealous that you guys have some sort of things open. You can go to a restaurant, you can go to a mall and not
The
get
patios are open actually too.
exactly. Like patios are open. Like the sun's out right now. I would kill to go for a patio, but I can't. Everything's shut down. You're stuck inside, and I don't know. It's tough. It's a struggle.
Yeah.
But I guess if that's not a first world problem, I don't know what is at this point. But
Yeah.
the news came out, I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago, that OCAA was canceling fall sports. When that news broke, what were the thoughts going through your head? I guess Alex, will start with you. What went through your mind when that came out that your season won't start until January 2021 at least?
Yeah, it was definitely a big, took a big toll on us because, we were hearing plans about, oh, maybe we'll come back for the fall and the season might start a little later, but now that the fall is officially done, it's crazy. We were so like anticipating to get back in time, and we were working and preparing ourselves, but the day that the news came out, I messaged the guys and I said, it sucks it got canceled, but now we just have to look at it in a positive way and just use that time to get ahead in school and get our bodies right and be ready to go because like we talked about before, things may change and we might come back earlier than expected, which we all hope for, but just making the best out of it, staying positive. But also, you got to understand the situation, and with our sports and our community, we want to stay safe as we can. And it is what it is.
I think, like, obviously health and safety comes first, but like you said, a lot can change between now this comes out June 15th. A lot can change between now and June 30th, let alone October. There's a lot, obviously, budgets and everything else go into it. But I'm still on the side that it's a bit early to cancel 3 months of sport. Selfishly, I think. But Shaq, what went through your mind when that all broke down and Alex reached out to the guys and said, "This is what's going on"? What went through your mind when that came out?
I think I finished with the workout actually, and I checked. I had a bunch of people send me the Instagram post of the OCAA, and like it was suspended to further notice. My first initial thought was like, wow, like I was like, it's pretty soon to do that, knowing that like we're in stage 2, so like there has been progress with the COVID-19. So I was like, I don't think they should have made such actions yet. But like I see where they're coming from, because also like they're trying to look out for us, our health as well. So I was like, okay.
You think too, like Alex, you mentioned, like everybody's getting their body right and everybody's getting in shape, healthy. The level of competition, if this comes back in January, is probably going to be some of the best that I think the OCAA has ever seen, because everybody's going to be healthy. Hopefully, nothing freak accident happens. The level of talent in the OCAA, I think, is probably the best in the CCAA, top to bottom. If everybody's healthy and you get every team at 100%, those games are going to be tough.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it'll be exciting to see. I wonder how our schedule will look.
Mm-hmm.
It'll probably be more, condensed.
Yep.
But it'll just be crazy. It'll be a rush to the finish line. And I know every game will matter, and it'll go down to the wire. So it'll be fun. It'll be exciting.
Like, especially, too, if you guys only have, like, 10, 12 games. Like, if you only play every team once, like that's going to be a grind. That's going to be tough. Like, it's going to be everybody at their best every night. It's going to suck if you're one of the teams that has to go to Sioux or Canadore. That's like going there for one game. Yeah, that's tough.
For sure.
Canadore is one thing, but having to go to the Sioux.
Yeah.
You go stay overnight, play one game, and drive however many hours back. And if the border's still closed, you got to go Canada way, which is even longer. Like, no. Mm-mm.
Yeah, they got to figure something out about flying to the Sioux, because
I support that too.
That's 100%. A crazy drive.
Or put the Sioux in like the ACAC for a season, just minimize travel. Like that, like heaven forbid them, like they have to drive like every weekend to if they have to play 1 or 2 games a weekend, they're traveling 2 or 3 times. Like, if I was them, I'd probably just cancel the whole year. Like, if you're having to spend that much money to drive to play 5 games, and I mean the results haven't been there for them either. So, not to say this year might not be different, but if you're driving this way in Ontario 5 times and you go 0-5, how can you justify that? Like that's
a tough road trip.
That's expensive too. Like those are expensive losses, and I don't know. Like there's a lot at play still, I think. And like we said before we came on, it's tough that like U Sports collectively announced a statement, whereas the CCAA, everybody's kind of been on their own. Out East is canceled, Ontario's canceled, and then the CCAA came out and said that they're canceling fall nationals, but Alberta's still in play, BC's still in play, and Quebec released their schedules starting in October. Everybody's on different levels right now, and Quebec's one of the hardest hit areas. Like, if they can go with a full schedule, why can't Ontario? Not a lot of it makes sense, and I get it's new for everybody, but I think it's early still. I really do. I
was wondering, could they go back on their word and still slide down time if like stuff does
I wondered that because like their wording was they've suspended fall sports, so they haven't actually canceled them yet. I think from their wording, I don't know. Like it'd be interesting to see if this turns around. Would they start early? But they didn't cancel it. They've only suspended it. So I don't know. It'd be interesting to see if they would be open to start it in November and do 16 games instead of 20 or whatever. Do I think they would? Probably not. Depends on how late it goes.
Yeah, I saw some posts about potential like exhibition games that might happen, but hopefully it's, things like that get allowed, and the season will hopefully not start in January, but even just having some exhibition games would be really helpful. Just kind of get the legs moving again and get in basketball shape would be really good before January, because that's just a crazy off season.
And like especially too if the other 3 leagues that haven't canceled yet are still going, and nationals do go on in March in Calgary for the men, they've got a full season under their belts where you guys are just 10 games in and probably a shortened playoffs.
Yeah.
So they're half a season ahead of you guys already. They're in full swing. It takes some teams 5, 6, 10 games to figure out their system.
Yeah,
so they're
sure.
already twice as far ahead as you guys are.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know how that'd work out. Heaven forbid. But
yeah, like a few months ago, I remember in March when everything shut down, there was like so many unknowns and question marks, and now it seems like, you know, they're starting to make announcements and there's news coming out. So hopefully as time goes on, you know, things change, and hopefully we're all just in a position where it's safe enough for us to come back.
I think there's a lot of those questions are still there. So
Yeah.
Nobody really knows what's going on or what's going to happen. Like there's a lot of speculation on a second wave, when it's going to hit, whatever. Like the NBA is coming back in Orlando. So you get 22 teams there. The NHL is working at coming back in 2 cities. I think if the leagues would have looked at kind of how they bring stuff back, obviously we can't have a hub city for college sports because, you know, you got to go to class. But take bits of what they did. If you come back with no fans, or whatever. Kind of see how these bigger leagues kind of do it first and draw a little bit, as opposed to the safe out and we're suspending fall sports and that's it. Hands wiped, that's all. I don't know. They kind of just deflected the issue, I think, and just didn't really plan as much as they could.
Yeah. I think they could have at least gone from it, like from a different perspective, you know, like at least plan to come back on time. And if by then still things are not where we want to be, then we could delay it. But from right away, from now, in June to say, you know, everything's shut down till January, I think it's tough.
And like, I don't even think a lot of schools have said if they're even all online, or like, I don't know, are you guys online in the fall, or are you guys still?
I have not gotten a word from it yet, though.
No?
I know some universities said they're online in the fall, come the fall.
So. Redeemer put out a release saying that they're still working to be full in person in the fall. So if you, like, obviously they're a smaller school, but smaller class sizes still, if they're doing smaller class sizes full in person, some schools, like you guys said, and you guys don't know yet, haven't even announced yet what they're doing. Like if schools go back in the fall and everybody's on campus, why can't you have sport? Why can't you just have no people there? It's fine. Everybody live streams now. The gym's going to look different with nobody in it. That's fine.
I don't know if I could play like that. That feels weird.
Like you have no fans. Like would you – okay, now, Shaq, would you want them to pump in noise to the gym then?
Like, what do you mean pump in noise exactly?
Like the NBA said they're going to pump in the 2K fan noise into the gym to make it feel like people are there. Would you guys want that if you guys had to play home games?
It's weird. I've been watching some soccer games this week. You know, some leagues are coming back and they'll have the fake noise, and I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird thing.
I don't know if I can play like that, to be honest. It's like, I guess like sometimes like the crowd gets into it, and I feel like a computerized voice can't really tell me.
It wouldn't do anything.
Yeah, it wouldn't do anything.
It's the same sound regardless. There's no real range and emotion. It's just kind of your generic clap and cheer and just silence. I started watching some of those soccer games too, and it just to see what it looks like, it's so weird.
It is. Like, it's not the same.
Big soccer fields just empty, yet you still hear crowd noise. Like what you see and what you hear doesn't match.
It's definitely a huge like dimension of the game. Just having fans, the crowd going crazy, like you don't
realize how much it has an impact until it's not there, and then it's just 22 guys kicking a soccer ball around a field. And then heaven forbid basketball, like the atmosphere is what makes a lot of it. And
it'll be like a practice scrimmage or something.
Exactly what it's going to be. You can hear every word. It's going to be, the mics are going to be hot. You're going to hear everything. Like I was watching golf, and guys are swearing and the mics are picking it up. Like basketball, hockey with no fans. Like, I don't know. You're going to hear a lot of things that you've never heard before on basketball games and hockey games. I think it could be interesting, but I don't know. I don't think I could play with fake video game noise either. I don't.
Yeah.
That's a no for me.
It'd be weird, but honestly, if they allow us to come back and we still get those games, I'd still rather just do that.
Yeah,
than not play
it
at
is
all.
better than nothing, to be honest. It is better than nothing.
If you meant playing games a full year and you had to have fake noise, everybody would take the fake noise in games over not playing at all.
For sure.
100%.
It's weird to me though, because you know how some cities had a protest? There's a lot of people that are in attendance of the protest, so I'm confused how because I know in the one in the KW area had like 20,000 people in one area. So I'm thinking, okay, like how serious is this COVID, to be honest?
And you see, it'll be interesting to see when the numbers come out if they do have a spike, but you look at a lot of photos and like everybody's got their masks on, or most people have a mask, or they're keeping their distance from people. So everybody is aware of the precautions. They're taking the precautions when they're out in a gathering or a protest of 20,000 people. What's to say you can't wear a mask? You wear a mask in the gym when you come watch.
Yeah.
You limit it to half the amount of people that can hold. Like you cut the seats in half. What's to say you can't find a way? That's what I mean. Like there's a lot that you can do and plan. I don't know. Something doesn't add up.
Yeah.
But, I think also at our college we have really like the athletic directors and people in administration. I think they're willing to come out and like listen to our ideas and be on the same page with us. So like ever since I've came, I've always tried to have like a good conversation with them about things that we might be interested in. So I think just our team and some of our veteran guys keeping in touch with them and letting them know what we think will also help out.
I'd be interested to see how many schools actually consulted with their teams before the decisions were made. I'd be interested to see how many actually, like you said, talk to the athletes, talk to the students, get their opinions, because everybody's going to have their own ideas on how we can make things work. I'd be interested to see how many actually did that.
Yeah.
I'd be willing to bet not a lot.
Yeah.
As bad as it sounds.
Yeah. I think the guys would all say, do whatever you can just to get us back on the court.
100%. 100%.
And I don't know. I think they're doing the safe thing, but like we said before, I think the news kind of came out a little prematurely.
Yeah. There's one thing to be safe, and then there's one thing to just not plan. And like you can plan to be safe and have the game still go. At this point, I think if you guys can have exhibition games with teams close to you, like whether it's OCAA or if you guys play Laurier or Waterloo or something, just to get games in, teams that are somewhere near you guys, that'd be a happy compromise. But to have no games at all until January,
that'll be tough.
Like I can feel for you guys. Like for me, I don't know what I would talk about with no basketball for another 4 months. Like you guys, like training all summer to play, and then you have to extend your off season 4 months. Yeah, that's tough. It's stupid. That's what it is. It's stupid. 100% is stupid. Looking at last year for you guys, 7-13, missed the playoffs, missed the crossover games by 1 game, but 9 of your losses were by 10 points or less. And when you look at your roster, only 3 guys played all 20 games. Ifosa started all 20. Isaiah started 7, played all 20. And Tanuti, started 18. So those are the only 3 guys that played all 20 games. Shaq, you played 13. Alex, you played 9. came in second half. Avery played 11. Jalen played 18. Stephen played 15. So the fact that you guys were never at full strength all year, still competitive. Shaq, you touched on that off the top. Yes, how competitive you guys were against the teams. What are your thoughts on how the season played out? I guess, Shaq, I'll start with you. How do you see, when you look back on it, what are your thoughts on last year?
I get like frustrated at the same time because it's like the beginning of the year. I guess we went to a Durham tournament and we didn't lose. We lost the last game. But same thing like how the season. I didn't play the last game because I had a concussion protocol and I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
And I sat out the last one. Post didn't play that one either.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, and like the way we were clicking was like we never seen each other like this before.
Mm-hmm.
So and to come in the season, I think our first game against Spanish, I was kind of like shaky because I guess like we never played a team in. We're in the West Division. Right?
The West, yeah.
Yeah, so we never played a team in the West. We only played teams in the East. So then, like the West Division is a total different thing.
Mm-hmm.
There's a big difference. And then I think after that game, we started clicking. Sadly, I had some academic issues, so I just had to sit out the rest of the games. But the way Avery was able to pick up the team, it was like I never even seen him like that too. Like he was a leader on and off the court. He was putting the work in, and then sadly, he had a situation of his own. And then come second semester, Alex came in, and it's just Alex helped us like tremendously. Like just first day meeting him, he didn't say much when I first met him, but like he's just open. He's very welcoming. I felt like I could talk to him about anything, and then even like every practice, I can see Alex like turning into like the leader that we needed. Because like we needed that guy where it's like, one, Alex is a guy that comes to the gym every day to work on his craft, but also will help out others, and like he uses his voice to help out depending whether it's the first guy or the last guy. The team.
Bit of a vocal leader, if you will, lead by example kind of thing.
Yeah, he does both actually. Like he leads by example and vocally.
Jack of all trades.
Yeah.
Alex, and, for you, Alex, joining the team second semester. What was that like for you?
It was interesting. It was a big transition for me.
Okay.
I just graduated from Western in December, and the whole fall term I was thinking about whether I should play in the winter term, and I was in touch with the head coach at the time, and I watched some of their games, and I really wanted to play. For the love of the game, it was like I really wanted to compete again and play with the guys. And I remember as January started, I was still unsure about what I was going to do.
Okay.
And I just had a good chat with Coach Matt Buckley. Yep. And I met the guys, and they all seemed like really good guys. And I was looking at also some of the games from the fall, and I could see the guys played hard, and they were just missing a few key parts. But it was fun. Yeah, from day one, the guys were really welcoming, and they really accepted me, and I had a blast. I only played a handful of games, but it was fun. We got to compete, and every single game from January 13th, I think, was our first winter season game. It was like playoff intensity. Yeah. We were just so hungry to get in the playoffs, and every game was like our last. It was fun. It was really fun, and unfortunately, the season didn't end how we wanted to. But I think we grew together, and there was good camaraderie on the team. And I think me and Sheck and the returning guys are really excited. We're like the last few years, it seems like we're gonna have a fresh new team and a lot of new guys.
Yep.
but it'll be exciting because the guys coming back are pretty much all veteran guys, and we all kind of lead by example. And it'll be fun to get the younger guys in too, and just kind of see how we mesh. Unfortunately, this is kind of that time when you mix in everybody, you get those summer scrimmages and workouts in, and you get to know everybody. But we can't do that, unfortunately. But we still have weekly workouts with our strength and conditioning coaches, so that's kind of been allowing us to keep tabs on everybody and kind of still push each other online. And
Did it take Alex long to open up, or what did you think when he came in and he was first just quiet? What did you think when he first joined the team?
At first it was crazy because day one, I think we're on the same team, and it's very easy, because I never, because Foles is more so like a forward, so I never had like a big to work with in a while. So just screen and roll, hitting him is easy, it's fun.
So it was refreshing to have, I guess you could say. Foles, on side note, Foles, he's big.
Yeah,
he is strong, solid. I watched him play because I watched him play at Lambton this year, and he's big. He's a big boy.
Yeah, it's fun to play with Foles. Whenever you're on his team in practice, it's like, oof, he makes things a lot easier for you.
100%. He's strong. He's real strong. But sorry, I'll let you finish your story there. I just had to throw that in there. He's a big boy.
Yeah.
I mean that in the best way possible too.
And then basically, I guess Alex wanted to ask me more things about just how my schooling was. 'Cause I guess I don't know if management told me my situation, so he would make sure I'm always on track with my work. And besides that, Alex coming in, I think every day before practice, I would see him in the weight room working out. Before the practices.
I'll ask both of you guys a bit of a hypothetical, if you will. You mentioned, Shaq, the West Division is its own beast. It's so tough, night in, night out. You see, Fanshawe in the first term, they were 8-1, 9-1, top 10 in Canada, and they finished 10-10.
Yeah.
They can change that quick. What kind of damage do you think a full strength Conestoga team could have done in the West if you had everybody healthy, academically ready to go, all 20 games? Then you add in a guy like Alex in the second half. Looking back at it, I know it's probably frustrating a little bit to think of what could have been, but what do you think could have been if you had everybody at full strength?
Me, or are you talking?
I'll start with you first, Shaq, since you were there start of the year. I'll go to Alex after, see what he thinks. But for you,
man, it was so frustrating, man. Just watching them in the first half, they're doing so well though. But the fact that I wanted to be out there and help them out so much, because they're head to head with every team. Sheridan, they lost by 3. Mohawk, we did the same amount. So I'm like, wow, I felt like just me alone, I could change that at least. So that was good. But a full loaded roster at Conestoga. See, I don't want to sound overconfident, but I don't really see us having any problem with these teams, to be honest.
No, you look at the roster, it's a ton of talent. It's a ton of talent that, again, I can say it about a lot of teams in Canada, gets overlooked or underappreciated. But you look at your roster, if everybody was no issues, everybody's ready to go, could have turned a lot of heads, I think.
Yeah, and I think one thing about our team is everybody in the roster has that chip on their shoulder, because we're without any team really knowing us, we're the underdogs no matter what. So it's every time we're out there, we have to prove why we belong.
Yeah.
Every time, I always had this feeling they look at us, and I guess from the record, what they've seen previously in the years, it's Conestoga. Yeah, they're really gonna just walk in here and just do what we want. But I really felt like this year we showed teams that, like this team is actually here to compete now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's only going to get better from here now.
I think the West Division, everybody kind of sees Humber and Sheridan at the top. Everybody else is just kind of an afterthought almost. You get Redeemer the last few years have been at the top. But everybody below the top three, top four, it's just people kind of write them off before you play a game. And I think, like you said, people see a name and they base it off of past year's results or something that, like when these guys weren't even on the team. And like new bunch, you guys turn a lot of heads. Like you said, 9 losses by 10 or less. And with guys missing the number of games they did, heaven forbid that was a full strength team for 20 games. Then you add Alex in the second term. I think it would have turned a lot of heads. Like it's hindsight's always 20/20, but it's always fun to think what could have been. But now, if you guys have your veterans back in a new mix going into this year, if it is a 10-game season or 11 games, I don't know. I don't know. It's gonna be fun.
It'll be fun.
Like regardless of how long the season is, every game's gonna matter that much more. Everybody's gonna be healthy. You guys have been in those close games last year. You know what it's like to be on the wrong side. I don't know. I wouldn't want to play. You guys, that's for sure.
Yeah. Like, I think like we talked about just, going into next year, we're trying to really build on like a more gritty culture.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to take care of the little things so that we make sure everybody's, on the team and we are at full strength.
Yep.
And it's taking care of the small things, just our bodies, making sure everybody's healthy, doing what we can with our schoolwork. And, other than that, I think we had a tough team. Guys were grinding it out in practice and our lifts. But, unfortunately, some of the little things that come along with, being a good student and, part of the community, we lacked a little bit with some of the guys. So, I think, we're starting out. We're all motivated. We know what we have to do. And, if it does come down to a reduced schedule and every game is super important, I think if we develop a gritty culture and we're always just fighting for each possession and, like doing the little things like diving for a loose ball, taking charges and, not necessarily being the prettiest team, but if we can grind out wins and be tough on the defensive end of the floor, we've got the talent. We've got the talent and we've got the veteran mentality to kind of embrace that culture. So I'm looking forward to it.
Being pretty only gets you so far.
Yeah.
You got to put in that extra work too. I mean, pretty will get you to the party, but I mean, then you got to put in the work to, leave a winner.
Yeah.
And you guys fought last year. Like, what it takes. Like all those close games, 1 or 2 shots didn't go the way, one loose ball here, whatever. You have that experience now, and you said you got that. Everybody's got that chip on their shoulder. They want to prove that Conestoga isn't to be overlooked, and this could be the year that wakes up some people. I think it's as a fan, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to just any sport back at this point.
Yeah.
But looking at the guys you guys got back, what they did last year, what you guys could have done, what you guys can do this year, I think it's an exciting time for the Condors and your program, and things are only going to improve. And like you guys said, you want to work on those little things and just grow as a team. And I think what you guys have put in the off season with the work and the weekly workouts and keeping guys in touch with everybody, that's a big thing. Like having that camaraderie and the cohesion already, that puts you ahead of probably a lot of teams that aren't doing it. I can tell you right now, there's a lot that aren't. Like everybody just goes their own way for the summer, and you come back in June and July and try to pick up. But now with everything that's going on in the world, you have to find ways to keep in touch. You guys have done that 100%. And it's only going to help you guys down the road for sure. A couple questions came in off Instagram before we go into what you guys are working on for the summer and excited for. You already touched on a bit. For each of you guys, Shaq, I'll start with you first. The hardest player to guard. Could be OCAA, could be whatever. Just question was hardest player to guard, and they added a second part of it was toughest matchup personally.
I got one for both of them, yeah. Okay, so the toughest player I'd have to guard, I'm about to say Nick Campbell and Sheridan. I would say him, yeah, because it's like one, like he's one of the older guys in the league. So like it's just basically like just experience really.
It's all you got to say. I mean,
yeah,
he's OCAA Player of the Year for a reason. It's CCAA Player of the Year for a reason. You just say Nick Campbell, and that's all you can say. It just came too easy for him.
Yeah.
And your toughest matchup personally. I'll let you finish before we go to Alex.
My toughest matchup personally, I'm going to go my boy from Redeemer, Foster Brown.
He's quick.
Yeah, like we always have, like since our first year, like it's always really been a matchup. Like, and we talk like on we talk on messaging all day, like whether it's Instagram or like, we'll call each other. And yeah, like Foster Brown, he's tough. Defensive Player of the Year, I think 3 times or 2 times.
Yeah.
3 times. Yeah, like it's when you gotta really put in the work to like try to score on him. To be honest,
like they played Western over Christmas break in the exhibition game, and he was out, and I think he was hurt or sick or whatever. You notice when he's not there because he's so quick, so strong defensively, and then you throw him back into a mix with Redeemer, and it's just another level. Like he's on offense, he's quick. On defense, he's right on you from the start. Like good luck. I think you can't go wrong with that. I mean, I've never had to guard him, so I can't say anything, but I would get absolutely eaten up for sure. Alex, for you, hardest player to guard and or toughest matchup personally?
Okay, well, when in the OCAA, I only played roughly 10 games.
Yep.
And
you can go wherever you want with this. You can go before OCAA. You can go in practice. You can say a FOSA if you need to.
Yeah,
you can say whatever you want.
Just some things that kind of stick out from this year. I remember back in January we had a tough, really gritty game against Redeemer. At the time we were battling it out for playoff position, and I remember Redeemer was like nationally ranked, so it was a tough game at home, and we just kept it tight. I think it went down to the last possession. I remember a good matchup was Spencer Kersey's.
Yep.
He was a big man on Redeemer, and it's fun playing good competition because kind of pushes you to elevate your game.
Yep.
So that was a fun game, fun atmosphere. I remember just diving for loose balls, taking charges, fighting under the board, and then also later on we had another same, even more pressure on us. I think it was one of our last games. We played Lambton at home. They were already in playoffs, and same thing with us, is like do or die. And we played Lambton, and same thing, went down to the wire. And I just remember going up against Jason Watts. Yep. He's another gritty guy that kind of pushes you to bring out the little things out of your game. So it was fun. Again, just battling under the rebounds. And Lambton's got a gritty team as well, so we've kind of built up a little rivalry with them. They're kind of like one of the closest schools to us, and
that's true.
We're always fighting it out, so it was fun.
Sorry.
Go
ahead. No, go ahead.
last thing was, Fosa in practice was also really fun to play against because, our roster didn't have a lot of bigs. And when I was matched up against the Fosa, it was really good practice for me because if I did have to go against, a more agile big, he was great. He was great to practice against, and he was really active on the board. So really taught me to, read it and hit the body first and then go after the ball. It was fun.
You'd be hard pressed to find a stronger big too, I think, in the OCAA than a Fosa. Like just physically strong. Like if you have to go against him in practice and then you go in games and play anybody else, not to knock anybody else, but you're not going to be as strong as a Fosa. I'll tell you that right now. Like just sheer muscle. I don't think he's, from the looks of it, he doesn't have an ounce of body fat on him. Like he's just shredded. Like it's, I don't know. Like it'd be tough. Like you have to go against him. It's the way it is. And it's if you want to beat the best, you got to practice against him. And he's probably the strongest one out there. So if you can go against him and survive, then you're fine. You're absolutely fine. Looking ahead to next season, we kind of touched on it a bit already. What excites you guys the most about the future of the program? Because Shaq, we'll touch with you first. We're having some issues with Alex's camera, it looks like. That's all good. Shaq, we'll start with you. What excites you most about what you guys are building at Conestoga?
I feel like just the overall program is it's just elevating every year. It's like I heard there's rumors around how we're getting a shooting gun.
Okay.
So that helps so much.
100%.
So much, because just going to the gym and we all have different basically school schedules. So when we go to school, we can't always meet up with each other and shoot around. So shooting with no rebound, it hurts sometimes. It hurts.
Yeah, if you put one off the back rim and you have to chase it down, it just ruins your whole rhythm.
Ruins the whole mood. And
it saves the other kids from having a rebound for you. It just makes everybody's life that much better.
Yeah. But, even our strength and conditioning, I realized that has helped us out a lot like that. It's they're starting to earn more respect for us as well. So it's just I'm just very excited for what's coming. Because it just shows the experience we have now. I don't think when we play any teams they have that mindset where we can walk over these guys now. I feel like we made a spot in this lead and we're gonna keep going from there. You
gotta work for a full 40 minutes to beat you guys. It's not there's no, not that it was easy before, but you've changed the mindset where playing Conestoga is not easy. You can't overlook them for the next game because they're gonna come in and beat you. That's the way it is. Alex, for you, you've kind of touched on it already a bit, but too, what are you excited for about the future of this program?
I think the future is bright. I'm going into my last year of eligibility, and I'm just looking forward to, kind of the last ride. I'm gonna, seize every day and every little thing about the season because it's my last one. So, every practice, every lift, film, the little things, I'm going to cherish. I tried my best to do the same this past winter term, and, I really enjoyed it. I was surrounded by good guys, and, I'm excited for the fall and the winter term because I know the veterans on the team are, feel the same as me. Sorry, 1 second. My camera's just glitching. And like I said, it'd be fun to get in and get those summer scrimmages in and work out with the guys, but it's just really testing our patience, and we just have to make the best out of each day.
How excited are you guys for the NBA to come back? Just to get some sort of basketball back in system.
Yeah, it's exciting. I think the format they have is intense, but it'll be really entertaining.
Yeah.
And yeah, I feel like if our schedule turns out the same, it'll be like we talked about before. It'll be tough, and guys will be ready to go.
22 teams in Orlando. I that's gonna be crazy. And they want to open Disney World at the same time. Like Orlando's gonna have a ton of cases now. Heaven forbid. But do you think the Raptors can repeat then as champions?
To be honest, no.
That was quick. That was a quick no.
No,
Okay.
no disrespect to the Raptors, but like I feel like LeBron is like personal.
Okay.
Yeah, no disrespect to the Raptors though.
That was a quick no though. So okay. So LeBron. Okay. Who do you think the Lakers will beat in the finals? I'll throw that at you. Who would you want to see the Lakers beat in the finals? I'll throw that instead.
The perfect situation would be the Lakers and the Raptors in the final, and it's just like a 7-game series, like classic. That would be awesome. But like this year, it just feels weird, because whoever wins, they'll always have that asterisk beside the year, and it's just a shame. The Raptors were having a good year.
Mm-hmm.
Fred VanVleet was having a killer year, and all the guys were doing great. But yeah, like I'm a big Raptors guy, so I'll always cheer for them. And also, LeBron, like you got to cheer for LeBron too. So those are the two teams I want to see.
Okay, Shaq, who do you want to see? Or I guess who's your team first? If you're clearly with as quick as you said no to Toronto, I'm assuming you're not a Raptors guy.
Yeah, I don't really have like a team. Like I just watch certain players.
Okay.
I watch a little bit of OKC.
Wonder why.
I watch Raptors.
Okay.
Watch Lakers, of course. I watch the Portland Trail Blazers.
Yeah.
It's like I only watch for the players sometimes. I watch for the whole team. The only team I can say I watch as a collective union would be the Raptors.
Okay. So you think LeBron's gonna win? Who do you want to see him play in the finals?
It makes sense, the Raptors, but I feel like the Milwaukee Bucks is in the East, right?
What's that?
Yeah, Milwaukee's in the East.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like that matchup with Giannis and LeBron makes more sense than the Raptors, to be honest. But then I don't think Milwaukee has that much firepower as the Raptors.
But with the new format too, I don't think it's East versus West anymore, isn't it? It's just
it's not even like that anymore.
I don't know if it is or not, because I've seen so many things come out online that I have no idea what the format is anymore. But I know like 12 or 13 teams from the West have gone in, and only 9 from the East. I don't know anymore. But if it is East West, Milwaukee would be, I think, better than Toronto.
Yeah.
I think. I'm not an NBA guy, so I could never get into it. Yeah. But like I'm like Shaq, I'll just watch players all day long. But okay, and I'll say now then, I'm assuming both of you guys have watched The Last Dance.
Oh,
of course.
I love it.
MJ or LeBron? Who's your pick? And there's only one answer. There's only one correct answer.
Kobe.
They forget Kobe. They always forget
Kobe. Oh, Kobe over both.
I honestly, like, as I watched the documentary, I can see that Kobe has like copied a lot of stuff that Jordan has done.
Mm-hmm.
Like, So for me, if I'm being non-biased, I'm gonna go MJ, Kobe, LeBron.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's good. Yeah, when you watch the documentary, you can kind of see like how MJ like set a framework for the guys now.
Mm-hmm.
Like guys like DeRozan and all the shifty shooting guards. Like, well, now they kind of the Kobe generation passed. First it was like MJ, then it was Kobe, and LeBron was starting up. So. Yeah, like it was great. It was really cool to watch that documentary.
I think it really showed the impact that Jordan had on the guys after him. Like you said, you don't really realize it until you actually see what he did. Like get the full look behind the scenes stuff you never would have seen before, and it was before a lot of people's time. Like now, especially this generation, you see the impact he had. I don't think there's any real dispute of number one. I think you can argue that they're probably the greatest of their generation for sure. But when it comes all time, like conversation starts and stops with number one for sure. Like,
no, I'm curious about that because see how like everyone's documentary always like puts everyone in a different perspective. So I think like a few years down, when like LeBron has his like full documentary, I think it might turn our heads too, maybe. Because like what he did against the Golden State Warriors, if you really think about it, it was crazy. So
that's true. That is. I'd be interested to see LeBron's like the takeaways, like the other interviews that he has. Like you got the Isaiah Thomas for MJ and the Karl Malones and the Stocktons and whoever. It'd be interesting to get the other players' opinions on LeBron. Like I wonder if he has his version of Isaiah Thomas, a guy he just hates.
Joakim Noah, let's say.
Who?
Joakim Noah, they don't like each other.
Okay. That's fair. And honestly, I never thought of him as LeBron's Isaiah.
Patrick Beverly doesn't like him either.
Oh, yeah, that'd be good. That'd be real good to get Beverly's thoughts on LeBron.
Yeah.
I don't know if Kobe would have one. I don't know if Kobe would have an Isaiah. People try to spin it as Shaq, but it's not there. They don't have that big of a rivalry. Is there a big of a beef as people said they did? I don't know if Kobe would have an Isaiah.
I think Kobe does. I'm trying to remember. He doesn't like someone. I can't remember though.
There was that guy he punched on the Knicks.
Oh yeah.
I remember that too. Who'd he punch?
Can't remember.
Jeez.
Yeah, I remember him getting punched back also.
I had to Google it now. Yeah. I gotta look it up while we figure this out because now it's gonna bug me.
I feel like players are, less inclined to say like negative stuff about LeBron than they are about like MJ and maybe Kobe, because in The Last Dance they really talked or showed how like competitive he was, and he was always on his teammates and like just getting after guys in games. And like the way you see LeBron and the way the media portrays it, he seems just like such a good teammate, and he's always like in the community and just I don't know, he just seems like a good teammate. Like he doesn't seem like he's the type of guy to like diminish guys or go after them, like so it's weird.
Well, he punched Chris Childs.
Yes, that's it.
18 years ago, and Kobe still had hair, which is weird to see too. Like,
yeah.
Like I don't know what people would say about LeBron. Like the work he's done in Akron with the schools and everything else. Like if anybody said anything bad, would anybody even believe it? Is the thing.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. Like it'd be interesting to hear some of the stories that people have been around, but I don't know if you can say something bad and have people actually believe it. He's been in the spotlight since high school and never been in trouble. Always doing work in the community. Always been a good teammate from what we know. There's probably one time where he said something wrong to one person and they've hung on to it for the rest of their life. And it's probably the stupidest thing you could ever think of. But I don't know. He's never been painted in a dark light. So I don't know if you can ever do that and have people believe you.
Yeah. He just seems like, he just takes advantage of all the opportunities available to him,
And he's smart about it. But I think his biggest thing, if he ruins Space Jam 2, that'll be his downfall. Don't ruin it. There's a lot of 90s kids that, like me, that grew up on that. Don't ruin it. Don't ruin a good thing. If you mess up Space Jam 2,
I think that's I feel like that movie is more so going to be for like the younger generation, like the 2000s.
You can bet I will be there first day in line with a horde of other 25 to 35-year-olds ready to go. First, pushing little kids out of the way. Like, there's no way they're going to see that first before me. Not a chance.
Yeah.
But if he ruins it, there's going to be some angry people. 100% burning his Toon Squad jersey. Don't do it. Anything else that you guys want to touch on? Any stories you want to share on Conestoga? Any light you want to shed that we didn't shed already? Anything we missed?
Shaq, you want to share a funny story?
Funny story.
Put me on the spot.
I've had a couple with the coaches. I feel like our coaches, like we have like with me especially, I guess like they like clowning me for some reason. I don't know why though.
No examples of what they do?
No, not really an example really.
Okay.
Or even like I don't know, they try to mock what I say, you know. Like they try to like talk like me in a way. But right now I can't think of any funny story right now.
We put you on the spot. Apologies. Alex, anything else you want to add before we wrap it up?
Nothing off the top of my head, but it's fun to come on here. With Sheck, we're both kind of the veteran. Well, we've got a lot of veteran guys, but we've become good friends during the winter semester, and we've been really pushing each other to work hard in all aspects of the being a student athlete. So I think I can speak for everybody. We're just getting anxious and we're all excited. We've got a good group of guys, and I think it's just exciting. We're excited for the future. Even though next year is my last year, I'm really looking forward to, still being involved and helping out as much as I can, because I know the future is bright. And, Waterloo is, Tri-County, it's a big hotbed for basketball. And, we want to establish Conestoga as a, good option for, kids coming out of high school or prep school and transfers. The facility is awesome. Academically, it's got a good reputation. And, now with our basketball team and our, the rebirth of the culture, I think it's exciting, and it's fun to be a part of it.
And the women's program's on the up and up too. So I think basketball across the board, Conestoga, guys are changing the narrative. People are going to look at you guys in a different light and take you serious, as they should. And with the fight you guys had last year, with the group you guys have coming back, the culture change you guys have talked about several times, tides are turning. People are going to start taking you guys as serious as they should have at the start, for sure. But thank you guys for doing this. It was a lot of fun to hear what you guys are building at Conestoga, get the inside stories and hear what's going on behind the scenes. And anytime you guys want to jump on to talk more Condors or just anything in general, there's always spots here for you.
Sounds good. Thanks for having us.